Good evening, good evening, good evening. I greet you in the mighty, mighty name of Jesus, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. I just had to come back. And, I enjoy myself so much when I'm with you all. Um, I find a peace, you know, um, um, and I'm able to express myself when I'm like the house is quiet and stuff like that. I can think my thoughts, share it with you all, interact with you all. Um, there's no pride involved. There's no ego involved. There's no one to be put on a pedestal and think I'm better than somebody else. Uh, it's about me. and I, like I told y'all, it's about we and us. Welcome Lachey Marie R.N. Um, earlier today, just wasn't what I wanted it to be, what I expected it to be. Um, I just, I got so much to give. Barry White said, he used to say, I got so much within me, so much I want to express. Um, this world, a lot of times goes contradictory to welcome Diane H. Johnson. Glad she came back again. This world is so contradictory a lot of times to what we believe and what we want to do. You know, happiness, misery loves company. But the thing that gets me a lot of times is like when people see someone else happy, how they want to just destroy that. And it's not only just when they're miserable. Sometimes people just everything's fine, but they just the human nature of seeing somebody happy, you seek to see the negative. What can I do to find fault in this thing? You know, I can be the same, man. If it was left up to me, and if allowed, man, I could be the same forevermore. You know, I have that within me to love James Rod Rodney Sr. And to be a great friend. But you know, the world won't allow you to be a great friend. Welcome, Deborah Padriel. You know, it's just like it's almost meant to to bring a person down. Um, you know, to have you sad or angry rather than happy and full of joy, wherever or however that is. Um, Jesus, oh my, I can't imagine his journey, his walk when his pure spirit of wanting to love, wanting to give, wanting to help, wanting to uplift, and everything was contradictory to that, and he had to deal with it. Hallelujah. Anyhow, he loved anyhow. I know his power. He knew, you know, he had the ability to know beforehand what the true nature is, what the real deal is, whereas we don't. But man, but to even to know had to be devastated. Look at your child, your creation treat you so terribly, and to go on with a smile and with love and forgiveness and thanksgiving and you know this season right here, man. I remember, you know, just I don't know a buzz, you know, my drinking my beer, my wine, or my liquor, or whatever had me with a little buzz, a little geeked up from that. But the feeling that spirit of love, that spirit of you know just feeling just a good feeling inside. You know, you just geeked up, man. You don't know what you want to do. What can you do to um to keep this thing going? To keep this thing going, man. It just feels so good. And you want to share it. I always wanted to share it. I wasn't one that could drink by myself. You know, I had to. If I owned a 6 pack of beer, I got to call Robert. I found, come on, Robert. I wouldn't tell him. I wanted to surprise him. You know, always about surprise and then seeing the expression on people's faces, and to just make people happy and overwhelmed and surprised, and shocked even. That was my thing. Welcome, Ty Alex. I just couldn't drink alone. I couldn't, I got to tell somebody. And sometimes it wasn't good. Sometimes, best kept secrets are just that, the best. If you can hold on and hold out and keep your mouth closed sometimes. Whereas I couldn't do that. I just had to tell somebody. I had to share and sharing the wealth, if you will. I was one, man. If I found that gold, man, okay, I got this gold, man. It's enough for me, man, to last me. I can't spend it all, so let me tell somebody. I just couldn't keep quiet on those things. And that's especially the ones close to me. I definitely had to tell them. Now, maybe not nobody else. They hide it pretty well, but not from the ones I was close to. Especially if I got a little beer, a couple of beers or something like that under my belt. But it's just that love that was instilled in me from God, from the time of creation. I just have, and I always will have that, and it's just I pray, I pray, I pray, I pray, I pray, I pray. Lord, I pray. Lord, I love you so much. Lord, I want to live that life where you can look at and say, the things that Pastor Co-Chief Tony Anthony Ray did in his lifetime. Um, but look at him. Look what he's trying to do now. Look what he attempts to do. Look how he thinks about me. Oh, how he loves me. Oh, how he respects me. Oh, how he wants to be obedient to me. How he want to be perfect, like his Father in heaven is perfect for him. And everything that God would be pleased with, I want to do. I want to help. I want to go visit the sick, the nursing home, the hospital, the elderly. I want to help the children. I want to just do everything that God would be pleased with. Welcome, uh, Phoenix Glass, who has joined us. Hi, Alice, who has joined us. I do. I do. And I live my life that way. I'm all constantly thinking, and God is my thought, man. If I think about this over here, it go right back to Jesus. I think about this over here, it go right back to Jesus. It go right back to Jesus. What would God think? What can I do to uplift people? What can I do to tell people and talk to people about God every day of my life? My wife, whatever. I be so fired up. Good evening, blessings to all. I be so fired up, about God. I think about him all the time, and I don't mind. I'm not ashamed. When people think that, well, all he do is talk about God. Okay, you can listen or not listen. That's my every thought. That's my every breath, and I'm glad. I want the world to know it. That's the thing. Not bragging about life, not bragging about my self accomplishments and nothing like that. Bragging about my love for Jesus, how much I love him. I'm so proud of that. I want the world to know how much. They could never know because it's unmeasurable. There's no, you can't. I can't even talk about it. I can't even explain it and discuss it. It's so high above this earth, this world, this atmosphere. I couldn't, but I love that. And I want people to know that that's how much. And even more on top of those, zillion times or more over. And I'm not ashamed of it. And I'm glad in that. In my life, it works together. It's come together enough because of Jesus. It's going to be a bright side, a bright cloud somewhere. I was talking to my mom about something earlier today, and I was just saying, Mom, do you really know the depth, the width, the length, the height of what I'm trying to do in my life, and my family, and all of that? And she would talk about, well, this man. I said, Mom, I can't do everything. She said, Mom, I ain't rich. I ain't President Biden by a long shot. She said, I know that, but they just said, I said, Mom, I'm doing so many other things for you all. And I find myself, it ain't big. I don't mean no. I say, it ain't nobody. I'm be not talking about her or my wife, bitch. I say, but ain't nobody putting into the pot of what I'm doing. Do you? Sometimes if a person just acknowledge the fact That even make you feel good. You know, I'm in this thing. If you do, you appreciate it. Do you know? You know, because sometimes, man, in your lifetime, we as human beings, we want to be recognized for our good. You know, and I don't mean put on the pedestal all that. I said recognized for our good. That's what I'm talking about, for the good. You know, not about play basketball or sing or nothing like that, but for the good of God, what God would be pleased with, for the good of mankind. You know, helping, cure disease, a scientist, the good, a man, woman can, and not self things, you know, and I live my life accordingly to that, and I'm happy with that. I'm satisfied with that. Um, ain't no huge rewards. Ain't no carriages, horse-drawn carriages or parades and nothing like that. And what I do in my life like that, I'm not going to get none of those accolades. You know, the accolades that I would have been great on my shelf, man. Something that I would have been looking at and looking at night, just wake, can't sleep looking at. That passed me by. You know, when my son Mike mentioned it, and I hadn't even never thought about that when he talked about the coaching Hall of Fame and the names that were in there, and I said to myself, I said, okay, wow, I never thought about that, but my name ain't in there and will never be in there. You know, and then the you know how you in school and they had the citizenship awards, they had awards for the students that had good character. You know, you didn't talk in school. You didn't throw paper. You didn't do this and you didn't do that. And then they had the citizenship award. Then they had, for never missing days. Well, in all of my years in coaching, I never missed a practice. I never missed a game. Never missed a day on the job. Never. Sick, well, storms, sleet, snow, bad weather, none of that. I made my way. All of those years, never missed a day. That would have been the great award for me because it showed that I was there for the kids. You know, there for the staff, there for the sake of the school. And that would have been something that I would have held to a high esteem that I would never uh, receive or achieve. But God knows, and Lord, when I think and say God knows, I know He knows. We as mankind, we want to see a little note, you know what I mean, a little flyer, a little ribbon that we can look at. This shiny, you know what I mean, that piece of paper, that shiny award, that shiny trophy looking there on the showcase with our name on it saying that we did some good in this world. For me, some good in this world. Not the fact of, like I said, sports and different things like that, because it's self recognition and not a nationwide, worldwide accolade of being a good citizen, doing something for the world, for the people. Slip from me, and God got me. God got me. I know the Lord is gonna make a way somehow. You know, and it's just a life, man. Ain't life something? Heavenly Father, as you pour down, rain down, fall fresh on me, the opportunities, this new day, this Friday, where people got them paychecks, this time of evening when we didn't got paid and going home or going wherever. Some people going to their hangout spots before they go home and hang with the fellas, drink a little bit, then go. And they start all over again. Friday, you get paid. This on Friday, they just got paid and partying, people stomping, and I mean, they getting into it, sweating, partying, and I get to a point in my life and I'm like, wow, throwing your arms up, shaking your hips, stomping your feet, sweating and all of that. I know it's part of life, but even the thing dancing, what is the excitement? What is the love, the big deal about it? It looks sort of silly, and I know this part of life is a great part of the history. Great, you can't take that away from man, dancing and not harming nobody, but just the idea of it, you know, just the idea of what I could have been doing, kind of thing now, at my age now, what I could have been doing to fulfill that time. Besides, you know, stomping and sweating and all of this stuff, out trying to outdo the next person. Um, it's just a worthless battle, act of kindness to me, a waste of energy. But this this life. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. Who has joined in thus far? I think I mentioned the names as y'all came on one by one. I want to let you know that I thank y'all so much. This is a special Friday evening, special edition. Um, uh, Pride has no place with God. You know, he not looking at those things. Your yours or mine, our accomplishments in this life. You know, welcome Scarlett Johnson, and Scarlett. We all King Crusader alumni, man. Some of us, you know, we had boyfriends or girlfriends. Some of you as well that we dated, and some went on to get to be married. You know, Scarlett and Raymond and Alvin Ward and Vivian. I my first wife went to King, and I met her by chance in the candy store. Y'all remember that candy store that was down there on Lafayette, down from King, going more so towards the boulevard, down that way. It was close to King, on the opposite side of the street, the graveyard side of the street. I met her there, and went on to later on in life. We got married. And you know, with Keith Ray Bonds, a lot of us worked into the school. With Skip Willis, you know, we just kept on. We were pioneers to King. You know, I followed my son, one of my sons and I, man, when he was a kid, up until time grown. He go by himself now. He went to King for a minute. He went to Miller, then went to King. Ended up going to Southeastern where he graduated from. You know, he had to leave King, but um, you know, welcome Christopher D. P. But our hearts, we were strong people, man. A lot of us, and dedicated to our craft, to our school, man, to that, you know, whatever school it was, whoever, and we, from the time it was just in us, you know, to be pioneers like that. And like I said, I took my son to games, man, King football games, man, for years after I left the school in the early 70s. And I would take him to games. And we started going like in maybe the 90s. Started going through high school sports again after a year layoff, man. Coach Reynolds was there then. Now, Coach Greer was a football coach when I left King. So, and maybe Scarlett can relate to that, but you know, it's a pride thing where we all. It's a good thing. The social media, man. Where after all of these years, we can still be in contact with one another, man. And by and by, we had cousins and friends, and like Diane Rogers, and they used to dance with certain real friends you seen in school that you knew was scene dancers, man. The scene was like a neighborhood Detroit, but neighborhood dance show. You know, you see your neighborhood people dancing on there. You know what I mean? Nat Morris and Ray Henderson, and it was just it was just love. Robin Seymour, the white guy. Remember what was it? CKLW. Robin Seymour, and man, and the guests that he would have when he had the Robin Seymour show used to come on television. Then Nat Morris there. You know, the black men or women didn't have programs on TV like that. It was Robin Seymour. He had guests like the Funkadelics, Parliament Funkadelics, and all of the black. And then we had our own as hosts. You know, we. That's why God has no place for pride, because we don't even have pride for ourselves, man. The pride to realize where we came from, how hard it was. Welcome Anthony Betts to get to where we are now. It was hard to get here. Those doors wouldn't open, man. These doors wouldn't open to us, man. And then social media, man, you could go around the world and back again. Social media, man. People will see you that you never would have expected in life. Names pop up on social media that you forgot about, that you went to school with, and bam, the next thing you know, if they're still in this world, still alive, you in contact with them. And you never could imagine, never would have believed in this life that you would talk to this person or they would talk to you. And it's just so dynamic that us through modern science and technology have the opportunity to be able to do such things as those. And it's just beyond imagination. Who would have thought it? Say, who would have thought it? That we would be able to do the things that we do now. We're just so lucky, so you know, so lucky to be here. So lucky to God has been so good to us, so good to us, and I'm so thankful. And again, like I said, those people, those few people that I mentioned, Alvin was a little old. Alvin was like Mike. Mike was like 4 years older, 19, 21, like 4 years older. So everybody I'm talking about that went with my cousin Mike Anderson. Mike was 23 when he was murdered, and I was 19. So it was people that I through Mike were like 4 years old. My big brother Warren Brooks might be 5. If he was older than Mike by a year or so. So those people that I was ended up being around when I got old enough. I hung with those people. My foster, you, not foster, but brother Glenn. Um, in my life, I told y'all about certain things, but his friends when he passed remained my friends. As I got older, I was young when it started off. Man, when it didn't hang with me. It's my big brother's friends. But when I got older, they were the people that I drank with. So I'm drinking with guys 4 years older than me, hanging with guys 4 years older than me, at least 2 or 3. And that's what I was just my style, my way of thinking, my way of life was just like for older people rather than those that were my own age. Seemed like wasn't mature enough for me. I was beyond my age and in maturity. At a young age, my friends thought I was older than what I was, and I lied. I told them I was. They thought I was a certain age, and I didn't make it. If I didn't lie, I didn't tell the truth. I just led them to believe. And I thought that was I thought that was big. I thought that was a big deal to make them think that I was the same age as they was, just as old as they was. When really it wouldn't have made a difference to them. It just been like a young guy that we enjoy hanging out with, that hang out with us. He one of the guys. He's just younger, and that's the way they would have looked at it. And I knew, like Rob had to know, whether he mentioned it or not, if he remembered me from Nichols. That I was a grade, he was a grade over, so it wasn't like a big deal, in life. But challenging, challenging. I look at my service record as being a Army veteran, full disability from the Army, and the benefits. I'm yet to explore all the benefits given. The Belle Isle passes that I still haven't. I had to learn how to take advantage of those things. Getting the handicap sticker, getting on the island, that's stuff that I pay for that I may not have to pay for. So you learn as you go. Coming up on income tax season, it's December. A lot of people waiting on that January payday, and have the things. Some people have to tell their kids, well, you know what? I'm going to have to get you. Santa Claus going to have to take care of you after the new year because they know income tax time. They pop in, and then when it pops in, and you try to do the early thing, you giving away to me, giving away money. If you give away $800 or $900, that's $800 or $900. Can you imagine in this day and time what you can do with $800 or $900 that you just giving something away to get it early. So I know a lot of people. No matter what I say, things are urgent, and people got to do what they got to do. I'm is
Your screen froze up.
thought I had lost it. Sometimes I be doing stuff and talking and be so inspired. Welcome, Sonia, Miss Cuppin Kennedy, Sonia, Mizzy Cuppin Kennedy. I guess I'm saying it right. Excuse me if I'm not. Um, I got a cousin. Her name on Facebook used to be, we call her Cupcake. It used to be Miss Cupcake Tutton. So um, it's interesting social media how people can, and some people like to be in disguise, right? Welcome Tiffany Jones. Welcome Gerald Gordon II. I would love for Spank to come on with me. It's been such a long time since I heard his voice. Spank, come on with me and say a few words. Like I said, I had Robertino Williamson come on and say some heartfelt words about me, about the journey and how I was a coach and a mentor and the things, and I would love for if Spank could have came on, I would have liked to ask him some questions about some things since the times that we met, but it's okay if we don't. He's always been this Gerald Gordon II. We called him Spank. Played for me at Frederick Douglass. He also I knew him at Kettering first. People didn't know that, but he's always respectful, very respectful. I remember Spank had that trouble, man. Just getting Spank to practice though was an adventure for him. Being sleep called and he'd be sleep trying to get them to wake him up and get him to practice. But as far as respect, he at the top of the list, man. On that, he on the top of the list. He never had been disrespectful. He never even said, "I don't feel like doing this." I mean, everything that he was asked of in practice, if it was in Spank to do, he did. And so, stand up, kid, stand up, man. He is. And I just got to say that. I would say that to the world. Gerald Gordon II, we called him Spank, was one of the most respectful kids, man, that I ever came across and had the pleasure, the honor of coaching. That's the thing. That's honorable and your pleasure. He played on my JV. Man, we we went on that journey together. We'll have those memories that etched in our hearts forever. Kind of people that we'll be connected forever in our hearts, in our minds, and in our spirits because of what we shared. That song, one shining moment. And they be talking about when sports season be ending, they had that song and showing the different film clips. We could show the different film clips. I remember Spank when we played Southwestern in overtime. I don't know if it was raining or whatever. We kept on trying to put it in. They kept trying to put it in the end zone. And, everybody had a shot, and we couldn't get it in there for nothing. I think I don't know what happened. They gave them the game. They ran off the field or ran on the field or whatever, if it was a legal play or what. But we couldn't. They wanted to get that game out of the way. So I get on. It should be something on the bottom of your screen, Spank. Said accept because I invited you. Um, is that Spank? I'm trying to see. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So trying to get him on. Welcome, Lovin Zaire. I love you, Raya. There you go.
Hey, what's going on, Coach?
Hey, hey, man, how are you? How are you? How are you? It's a long
Hey,
time, man.
man, how are you, man?
I can't complain, Spank. I had a major surgery, and I ain't never been sick or nothing like
Yeah,
that.
no, absolutely, man. So
Yeah,
energetic always, man.
yeah. But in
You
2021,
outrunning us, man.
yeah. Yeah, 2021, I had what they call a cervical fusion surgery. That's in the neck. It's like I had four different nerves that was compressing my spine and my neck. And the only way they can do anything about it was to do surgery, a very, very, very dangerous surgery.
Oh wow,
Uh,
man.
yeah, they ended up having to put 12 screws in my neck behind it, man. I couldn't hardly walk, talk good. I had a lot of, and I still be in constant pain, man, daily pain. I take oxycodone and gabapentin, which is very strong, if you know anything about
Oh
those.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
So I
yeah.
take both of them, and daily. And if I don't take it, man, I would be on the floor in pain.
Oh
So
man.
my doctors, that's like that neurology, the neuropathy thing that a lot of people
Okay.
experience with the nerve, and they really can't come up with anything, man, to
To
cure it
fix it.
right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got you,
yep,
man.
yep. So
Oh wow.
yeah,
Wow,
but
man.
by the grace of God, man, a couple of years
Absolutely.
ago, I coached with the Cubs. Me and my son Josh, Josh, we
Oh
coached
yeah, for sure.
with
Yeah, yeah, Josh, yeah.
with his grandsons with the Cubs. And it was painful, man, to try to do that. I made it through the year and everything, but other than that, man, I'm not no complainer, man.
No, you never been, man. You never
Man,
been, man.
but
I,
listen,
I,
Remember Robertino Williamson?
yeah.
Tino, yeah, he came on, man. I hadn't seen
Oh
Tino.
wow, yeah. The running back. He was the
The
running back.
running back, the
Yeah.
linebacker, very yeah. But he came on, man, and oh my God, man, I didn't know what to say. He was talking about me and my wife, man. His dad and I were childhood friends, and he talked about how I stepped in, man, in his life after his dad died, man, and how the things that he learned from me. Because what I was doing that particular when he heard me, and I was talking about guys like you and
Yeah.
Mauricio and all of y'all, how I thought
Yeah.
we were going to be connected all of our lives, and how
Oh,
in,
for
in
sure.
recent
Absolutely.
recent years I hadn't heard from y'all, and how
Yeah.
y'all when y'all had kids, I always thought like kid after kid, y'all was gonna bring them over to me and my wife, saying
Yeah.
that I had a grandson. I
Hey,
called
for
y'all
real.
son,
Absolutely.
a grandson.
Absolutely.
But what it did, it touched him, man. It touched him so bad, and he called us, my wife on the phone, but then he came on live like we doing now, and he talked
Okay.
about. He said I talked about guys that he said, Coach, I was one of those guys. He said I didn't do what I should have did by you over the
Absolutely.
years, and he apologized. He said another thing. I apologize to your kids. I said what? He said because we took time from your kids, man. A lot of
Yeah,
us.
we
He
did.
said he said it was crazy. He said you helped multiple kids, not just me. And then
You
he
know,
said, yeah, but he
absolutely.
gave a testimony, man, on the
I
line, and I didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
I didn't
Oh,
know
for
what to
sure,
say.
for sure. And and like you said, cause I can attest to it, man. And it's funny, man, because like I said, my coach son, man, he reminds me of you, like you know what I'm saying. And like you know what I'm saying. I was explaining to him. I said, man, you would never know as a coach, man, the impact that you have on the kid. Like you know what I'm saying. And like,
Uh-huh.
coach, man, like you know what I'm saying. I'd have been through a few coaches, man, and like. Coach, I mean, none of them was like you, Coach A, man. You know what I'm saying? None of them. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, I'm talking about like the care as like you said, as a father, man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You was one of the first father figures that I had in my life, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you was the first, like, the person that showed me as a man to care. Like, you
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like, to have that care to, I mean, to make sure I was at practice, like you said. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about if I needed a ride, like, you know what I
yeah,
mean? I mean, you lived all the way over, you know what I'm saying? But Mac, you taking me all the way 6 Mile and Gratiot, like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, taking me
that's what
home. I
Robert
mean, but it
Tino
was
said.
just the effort. And then, like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't about no money with you, man. It was like, it
Yeah,
was your heart, man. Like, you know
yeah,
what I mean? And
yeah,
that's why, I mean, I'm forever grateful. And, you know what I'm saying? Just like Tino, man, I can vouch, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I am. I'm forever grateful that, you know what I'm saying? Forever, you will have an impact in my life, man. Like, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And this seeing, you know what I'm saying? Taking this walk with Christ, man. And you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And you know, forever, man, you'll have that impact, man. You know, and you, which I mean, like, I know I've never told you, like, you know what I'm saying, but like, but you forever have that impact, and you're always implanted in my heart, man. You
yeah.
always, man, forever, man. Like, you know, and that's something I don't care, Coach, man. It'll never go away. Like, you know what I'm saying, like
Mhm.
it'll never go away. And I explained to my son, man, like, you know. I told him about you, man. And I definitely have to get him over there to meet you, man. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's what
Because
Tino said. Yeah, he got 10
I
kids,
definitely,
man.
definitely, man. Definitely have to
Yeah,
get him over there, man. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. He's balling. He's balling out
Okay.
too, man. But yeah, coach, I like I said, I definitely can vouch for with Tino, man, about that, man. Like, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's crazy, man, because like I said, you just and I like I said, I know Tino, me, Mauricio, Ant,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Ant Wilson, like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? All
Yeah.
them guys have the same. We all have the same testimony about you, man. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And like you said, man, for you to be able to spread yourself and your love, man, so thin, man, you know what I'm saying, to all of us. You know what I'm saying? And like you was the same to each and every last one of us, man. Like, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
which was always dope, man. Which was
Yeah.
always dope. And
And y'all were my children, man. Because
absolutely, man.
my kids got grown, and they told me, say, Daddy, now we understand. We didn't understand when we was kids. We
Yeah,
thought,
yeah,
you was giving too much love to your players and stuff like
for
that. They
sure.
said, but when we got grown, we understood
Yeah,
why.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
Why? Yeah,
they didn't. A
absolutely.
lot of them didn't have what we had. Two parents
No,
in the house and everything, but we understand now. And so I felt good to hear that when they got grown, that they did understand, because
understand.
that was
Yeah,
my
the
journey.
sacrifice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what Spank, by being with the Lord now, there was nothing I could do about that. That was my
no.
calling. I was going to do that
Oh,
regardless of how my kids felt, my wife, or anything,
without
because that was my what I was chosen to do.
without a doubt, man. Without
Yeah.
a doubt, coach, man. Like you, yeah, absolutely. I truly agree with that, man. That's truly was your calling, man. Like I said,
Yeah.
you impacted, man, like lives, man. Like I said, man, you know what I'm saying, for sure. I mean, to God be the glory, man. Giving you the strength, you know what I'm saying, to be able to do that, man. Like, you
Yeah.
know, and like yeah, yeah. But I do remember that game, man. That game we went to like 6
Oh
overtimes
my
against
God.
Southwestern.
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
coach, but
Yes.
look, do you know I'm the one who fumbled the ball that last time, man.
I didn't realize that. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
realize
So,
it.
because you remember, like the game should have been over. They had they call it the touch push now. Like, you know what the Eagles
Yeah.
do?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
remember we did that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And like they got me in there. Ruff. I forget who was our fullback, but they all pushed me in there, man, and got me in there. And then the ref came over there, was like, "No, we can't. No, we can't allow that." Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. We had the game. We thought we had
We
the
had
game.
the
I
game.
didn't remember that till you just said that.
Yeah, yeah, we had the
Wow.
game, man. We had the game. He came over there, was like, no, that's y'all can't do that. We like what? Like, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, man. And then we stopped them, and we did like a 17 sweep or something, man. And I'm running the ball, man. And I remember y'all used to always tell me, Spank, man, tuck the ball, man, tuck it, like, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And I tried to stiff arm the guy, man. And me, I'm thinking that, you know what I'm saying, that you know, he gonna go for the stiff arm. Man, he dived right for that ball, man, and knocked it right
Mm.
out of my hand, man.
Wow.
And they end up of course they we got on defense again, and they end up scoring, man. Like the very next play, man, 2 point. And then
Wow.
you're right, they didn't even shake our hand. They ran straight to the locker room, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it was
Hey,
getting dark.
but coach, you remember busting them all. They was all suspended that game. We only had 12 players.
Yeah. I remember that. I
We
remember
only
that.
had 12 players,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Yeah.
We only had 12 players,
And
man.
but
12
we
players.
played a heck of a game with what we
Yeah,
had.
and the game started at what 3:30 and into almost like
It was dark,
7. I
man.
remember it was getting dark, man. Like,
Yeah.
dang, man, they
Yeah.
about to have to turn on the lights, man.
Right.
Like,
Well, they wanted that game to end anyway.
yeah,
You
they
know.
wanted, yeah,
Yeah.
yep,
So they just like, and I think we was arguing about what happened or something, but they just,
yep,
it was
yeah,
over.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because like you said, like I mean, we didn't know that they couldn't push me in because I mean, we definitely got the push, man. Like we got the push, and the push was all the way, got me all the way in. And I remember turning my back, and I looked over and I saw that I was in the end zone. I'm like, oh yeah, it's over, like it's over.
Right.
And the ref came over there shaking his head, like, no, like I don't know
Yeah.
what y'all doing. Like y'all can't do that. Like what?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. 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 And it's funny, man. Like you say, that's now in the NFL, man. And I don't know if they're
yeah,
doing
so,
it in college ball. And
yeah,
you can't
man.
stop that play.
Yeah,
And we
is that
started,
no?
man, way back then.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure,
Yeah.
man. For sure.
And you can
Yeah.
attest to it, man. There are so many people that probably they when I say it, they be like, yeah, right. But they don't know, man. I was William Golston's first high school coach.
You right. You sure was.
Tampa
You sure was.
Bay Super
Man,
Bowl
I remember
winner.
you had him playing running back, man. Like
Everything. Everything. And the crazy part about it, Spank,
yeah.
I don't know if he's embarrassed of Frederick Douglass or whatever. He never mentioned Frederick Douglass. And I remember, man, COVID was going on strong. He flew all of his coaches at Southeastern to the Super Bowl. All of
Oh,
them.
really?
Yes, he did. It was in the
Wow,
papers and
man.
everything. You know, and not that I would have went, because at that time I wouldn't have went if he had asked me. But it's just the point. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
to
Uh,
acknowledge, man.
I've
Yeah.
never heard him. You know how some players they make it to the, and they mentioned Frederick Douglass just because of what they thought Frederick Douglass was for kids, bad kids or whatever. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And it
Yeah,
looked
yeah,
like he
yeah,
would
yeah.
say he would be proud that he made it from that kind of environment. He don't mention Fred D though. Not at
Wow.
all. That would be a heck of
Wow,
a
man.
story for him to even, like for him to mention. It would be very interesting. The public would love that, to hear him talk about that. But he don't mention that at all. And then
That's
somebody
crazy,
said
man.
Mr. Robinson's brother. His name is Lindell Robinson. I had never met him. He knew my family and everything. Mr. Robinson used to say he knew my family.
Okay,
Uh, uh,
yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
you
Mr.
know,
Robinson, yeah, I remember him.
yeah, he used to tell me, call me brother. He said, yeah, I knew your cousin Mike and all of that. You know, when he first said it, I'm like, yeah, he just saying that. But he did. And Lindell Robinson, his brother, knew my cousin. He knew how he got killed, who killed him, and everything. He
Oh
came
wow,
to the
man.
family reunion. But
Oh
listen to this.
wow.
On Facebook, he don't have a picture of himself, right? But we would
Okay.
always communicate. Lindell Robinson, he went to King and everything. So
Okay.
this is what he said. He said, he said, God put you, my brother, Mr. Robinson, Coach Pitts, Moose Ware, into
Yep.
Will's life at that time to do what y'all did. That was
Yeah.
God's will. He said, so don't feel bad about it. You just did what God placed y'all in his life
Absolutely.
at that time.
Yeah.
God
For
knows
sure.
what he did. You know
For
what you
sure.
did. And there are a few people that know. He said, don't let it make you feel bad. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Nah.
He said, because
Absolutely not. No, no,
yeah,
because you like you said, man, you guys affected too many. You know what I'm saying, man, and just too many lives. Like you know what I'm saying. I mean, like Coach, because like I don't know if you was aware, but like I had dropped out. You know what I'm saying, of high school. So I went to Kettering. Like
I
you
know
know,
that.
yep. I went to Kettering, and me leaving Kettering, I like my grandma passed, so like I took a whole semester off. Like you know what I'm saying,
Hmm.
it wasn't enforced to go to school, so I'm like, hey man, I ain't going. Like you know what I mean.
Hmm.
And what happened was Tank was like, hey man, come, why don't you come and work out with us at Fred D? I guarantee, man, that you know what I'm saying, coaching them to get you in there or whatever. So that's when
Hmm.
we came to that winter workout. It was
Hmm.
like I remember it was in the winter, like you know what I'm saying. It was a workout, and I remember
Hmm.
lifting, man. And Moose was like, "Hey," he was like, "Hey, you want to come here?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, I want to come here." Like you know, like yeah, for sure. And sure enough, man, you know that summer, you know what I'm saying. I hooked up with y'all, you know what I'm saying, and it was on from there, man.
Yeah.
Moose, yeah, you guys had got me my schedule. You know what I'm saying? I ain't, you remember, my mom ain't even come in. Like she didn't even she didn't even come bring no type of paperwork. I mean, I had my birth certificate and my social security card, but you know, so I had a copy of those. But like that was it, man. She didn't come and
Yeah.
enroll me in school. You guys got me my classes, man. Got me everything that I needed, man. And it was on from there, man. It
And
was, man.
you know what's crazy about that? You may not remember, but listen what I did, man. I was riding. I got with Alan Kimbrough. He went to Kettering, if you remember
Yep,
Alan
Alan
Kimbrough.
Kimbrough and his little
He was
brother.
going to night school. I met some guys. My cousin lived out there going towards Grosse Pointe. It was about three guys went out there. We got there. Remember the guy we called Tree? He ended up not being eligible. The older guy.
Yeah,
He was real tall, man. Real
yeah,
tall.
Treat. Yeah,
Tree.
yeah.
You know, but we got Dominique is deceased now. You remember Dominique?
Dominique. Uh,
He real strong. He played on our team. He was on the line. Big
you sure?
Dark skinny
Yep,
guy.
yep, yep,
You
yep,
know, he
yep,
died, man, a couple of years ago. You know.
yep.
Yeah. But we got
I
all
know
the. It was
exactly.
like the movie, The Bad News Bears, man. We got all of those. Got all of us from different places getting night school. Got them back in school, and we went to the playoffs.
Wow.
We wasn't nothing to play with. You remember that?
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Because
We lost the Will now. That's Southeastern.
yep, we did. We lost to them. Yep, we
Yep.
lost to Will. Yep, we
Yep. So
did.
but
Yep,
people
yep,
don't
we
know,
lost to
man.
them.
That's
We
a
lost to
story.
yeah. Because
Yeah.
remember Mauricio was trying to get over there that next year.
Yep. Yep. Yep, because the coach had been trying to get him over there.
Yep, trying to get him over there, man.
Uh-huh.
Yep,
That's crazy,
wow.
man. Yeah, I wrote a book, Spank. It's out, man. It's been published.
Okay.
$30 a copy. It's called Man with a Life Given to God. And
Oh
man,
man.
a lot of the stuff in there, man, you gonna know exactly what it is.
Wow,
In
man.
a
Yeah,
book,
yeah.
you can't say
Yeah.
people's names
How,
because they can
how do
sue
you buy
you.
it?
So you have to use, mock care, names, but you would know from
Yeah.
reading the book exactly what I'm talking about, stuff like that. But
How do
man, my
how do
intention
we buy it?
Huh?
How do we buy it?
You can come over here and get it.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay, okay.
Uh-huh. You can come
All
right to
right,
the
bet.
house and get it.
Okay.
Yep. But my goal is to Rosa, man, she's very creative with making websites, and she designed and edited the book for me. But my thing is, man, I asked my son Mike, I want Michael to play me. I wanna do a movie,
Oh wow, yeah, man.
and have everybody that want to be a part of it play different characters, different roles of the movie, you
That's
know,
awesome, man. Yeah, for
you
sure.
know.
For sure.
So
That'll be
somebody
dope,
could
man.
play, somebody could do that. Us mentioning that, somebody can do that game. You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah. Oh
fumble,
man.
that push that we
Yeah.
got that the referee called away. I could, man, my vision, Spank. I
Yeah.
just,
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
visualize and dream, man. God give me dreams, and I visualize things, man. It's amazing. It's not a surprise. Some of the coaches I coach, they say we're not surprised that you're a pastor because you always
Yeah.
been
No.
passionate. You always knew how to speak to the kids and whatnot. So
Yeah.
it's not a big
Yeah.
surprise.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You always knew
Uh-huh.
how to lead, man. You always knew how to lead, and and not only that, but man, coach, man, we would have ran through a big raw for you, man, if you had asked us, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man. So
The the the
that's just the type of motivation, just to see
yeah.
your energy, man. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, if I'm talking about literally, man. If you was tired, yeah, I
Hmm.
remember we used to joke like, hey, man, you tired, man? Go look at Coach A, man. Like,
Yeah.
we see you pacing up and down, pacing
Yeah.
up and down. You got your coffee in your hand, pacing up and down the sideline, man. Like.
Twin. You remember Twin Curry, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, he got his own taco business now, man. He
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
real
yeah.
well
I
with
saw
that.
that.
But he talked about he came over here. I had what they call a King's Day celebration, and Twin came, man. I was sitting in the house. I couldn't see who was coming in the door, right? So
Okay.
somebody knocked, and everybody just looked. They was like, "Oh!" And I'm like wondering because my family could see it who was at the door, and I'm like, "Who?" I'm saying to myself, "Who is this?" So it was Twin. So he came
Wow,
in. I
man.
gave him the microphone, and he talked about how I tag people on Facebook. He said,
Yeah,
"Coach, we'll
yeah.
tag you." I don't do that no more. But he said, "Coach, we'll tag you." But he said, man, he said, what got him? He said, Coach could go in any Coney Island when you mentioned that coffee, anywhere in the city, and they knew what he wanted. They
They
already have it ready. He said that was amazing to me as a young kid.
right.
And that was one of the stories he told. He was on his
Wow.
way. I think Bobby Brown or somebody was at the fire. He was on his way to the concert. He said, "But Coach, I had to stop by here before I went to let you know,
Wow.
that I love you and everything, man." But
Man.
yeah,
Wow,
everybody was
man.
just like,
Yeah.
man, they was looking like he gonna love this. It was Twin at the door, and
Wow, man.
yeah,
That's
yep,
awesome, man.
yep. But I
That's awesome,
lost
man.
that.
Hey,
I
man.
lost
Yeah,
my
yeah. We
page.
do. We all need to get together, man.
Yeah, we do. I
We all
lost
need to
that
get
page,
together,
man.
man.
I lost that page with that video on it, man. And also me, they asked me, my niece asked me to officiate my sister's funeral. A little bit of that was on there. I hated that I lost when I lost that Facebook page. They removed. I couldn't. I couldn't get it back.
We could retrieve it.
No, because like even if let's say if I had shared it with you, it would have been even taken off of your page.
Got you. Got you,
Yep.
man.
So I couldn't. I tried, man, but I couldn't retrieve it. Facebook could probably do it if they wanted to. It's probably a way to do it. Probably be a little difficult, looking, But man, yeah, I was asked to officiate my. Cause I didn't know I had a sister until I was 38 years old.
Oh wow, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never knew that, coach, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
she was a pastor, a reverend, and her last years, man, she was real sick for like her last 4 years of her life,
Okay.
couldn't walk and breathe the oxygen machine and all of that. But God gave, me, her and I 25 years, man.
Wow, man.
Yeah, it's crazy, man, because she had the nieces and stuff that she had that I never had that I have now. Nieces and nephews, and man, it's just man, I could go on and on about the things that I learned and the things that I experienced. But my thing, man, I want y'all spank your kids, man, and I'm trying to build this. It's been 3 years. God called me and my wife. We stepped out. The church right next door. You remember that?
Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
But
Yeah,
so
I
much
remember that.
change,
Yep.
man. Pastors changed. All the kids, all the old members are gone. It's new
Wow.
members. His family and everything is over there now. The church don't even look the same. But God called me away from there, and I met this lady, but named Apostle. She's apostle now. Sabina Lachelle Taylor. She used to be a math teacher at King. Her and I met, man. We just clicked. And
Okay.
she ordained me. And my wife and I, we joined that church during the time of COVID. My mom got sick. You know how some people got COVID and then they got the pneumonia on top of it. My mom
Yeah,
is
for
up there
sure.
in age now. She's 93, Spank.
Oh wow,
93.
man.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Yep. So, but this is 3 years ago. So she was like 90. And I had to see about her. So I told Pastor Taylor, I said, my wife and I going to have to take some time off. Pastor Taylor, I don't know when I'm going to be able to come back. She said, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Whenever you can come back. And that's when God called me. I asked my wife, I said, God, is that, you think you want to go on this journey with me? She said,
For
whatever you
sure.
want to do. So that's how
For
this
sure.
came about, man. And we didn't have, the land we got next door, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
done had so many different events and gatherings over there in Spain, and my wife and I paid for everything. We ain't even took up an offering in 3 years. But this is what
Oh
I
man.
say all of that to say, my dream, man, is to have all of y'all. I know everybody might have their own church or whatever, but I want y'all to be official members. Pray
Yeah.
about it and be official members online.
Right, right.
On my
Oh yeah.
online ministry, you might not can come on Sunday, and then every now and then
Right.
you might can come.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I want y'all to do that, man. I want y'all to. My wife wanted to start an arts and crafts program for the children. They don't have
Okay.
that no more.
No, no,
But we
no,
don't
no. You're
have.
right.
We haven't got the kids yet. Our Rose's daughter Zaire, she wants to be a choir director. We don't have a choir, so I want to get that together, get kids, and man, have a choir. Frank, you know me. I'm willing. I got the resources. I done did it. I paid for everything. All I ask people to do is come. And my thing
That's
is, man, all the people I know, wouldn't it be wonderful for all of us, man, to be sharing God together?
yeah, for sure. Oh man, yeah.
Man, I pray, Spank, that you can, at least your family, man, whatever, be a part of it with me and my wife on this journey, your mom on this
Right,
journey,
yeah, yeah.
and we come on every day at 11:30.
Okay.
I actually don't come on. Something told me to come on tonight.
Yeah,
Normally it's
wow, man. You know what's funny, man? Because
yeah,
Coach, I usually like I'll pop on and pop off, man. Like you know what I'm saying, like just on Facebook in general, like
uh-huh,
And I saw you live, like it says you was
uh-huh,
live or whatever, like
yeah,
and like I said, I didn't even know how to get on here.
yeah, right. I heard you. So
Yeah, I didn't even
yeah,
know how to get on there, man. Like I don't know how to use it really, so the live part or anything,
yeah,
man. So like but yeah, man, absolutely though, man,
yeah,
absolutely though. It's always yeah, for sure, man.
yeah,
We definitely got to connect, man, and definitely want to what I'm saying introduce my family to you, man, my wife, man, and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
absolutely, man.
Yep. Like I said, you can bring them, man, when you come by and get you a copy of this book, man, and
Oh,
I can sign
absolutely,
it,
man.
sign it for you,
For
for
sure,
a keepsake.
absolutely,
Yep, for a keepsake.
absolutely, man.
Yep, yep,
Yep,
yes,
yep,
man.
yep. Well,
Yeah. So many memories, man. It's just not only
oh,
football, but basketball too. You played
oh
JV
yeah,
basketball for me.
absolutely, man.
Yeah, yep,
Absolutely, absolutely, man. Yep, yep, sure did, man.
yep. Y'all came
Cause I
down to
wasn't a
the
hooper,
gym.
man.
Remember my buddy that had the gym over on 7 Mile? Y'all we played over there one day. Mauricio and you came to the gym. Pina, his son is Andrew Bradford.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I
yeah.
remember that. Yep,
Uh-huh.
yep,
Yep. Yep. So
yep,
man,
yep.
so like you say,
When
so
last time you talked
many.
to Mauricio, man?
That's he just answered my friend request, man. Not even a week ago.
Oh,
I've been
really?
sending I had to send him messages to answer my friend request, and so finally he did. Josh be running into him every now. He had got big, man. His stomach all.
Yeah, yeah. No, yeah,
Yeah,
he did, man.
yeah. But that's like him, man, because he was more. He was like Robertino, and Wilson, man. He was really close. Like Mauricio would come back over here, man. Like after school, man. He was
Yeah.
everywhere I went, just like Roderick. I haven't seen Roderick in a long time. He was
Oh yeah,
another
Roger.
one.
Wow.
Yeah, that was always up under me, even after school. He would go anywhere with me, man. I had somewhere to go to Harvard. Roger, I gotta go. I ride with you, coach. After school, go over there,
Right.
pick him up over there on Sheridan. So it's been years,
Yep. Yep.
and that's what I was saying when Robertino, when it hit him, man, about all of y'all that we had a circle of guys that was just, it was just us, man. Like with my kids, y'all was just like my blood kids, man. When we stopped being around each other those years, man, that's what I was talking about
Yeah.
that particular day. and it hit
Yeah.
him, man. 'Cause he probably heard the sadness and the
Oh,
disappointment
for sure,
when I
man.
was talking,
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
he said, "I'm one of those people, Coach, that let you down. I should have been more,
Absolutely, man.
more,
Absolutely. Yeah.
because I was talking about how the
We all
kids,
should. We
yeah,
all should have,
yeah,
for
'cause those
sure. We all
kids,
should have.
man, every one of y'all kids, me and my wife, Beatrice, y'all mom, it should have been like I'm bringing the baby over as soon as they're able enough to get outside.
Right,
These
right,
kids, and it's like I'm
right.
like Mauricio got kids that I don't even know. I say,
Yeah.
you never would think that could ever be possible.
Possible. Yeah, for sure,
Yeah,
man.
that's
For
what I was
sure. You're
talking
right.
about this particular day when he heard that. And he like,
Yeah.
man, yeah. He said he got 10 kids and a couple of grandkids. He said, I
Tino?
gotta bring you, Tino.
Tino, oh man, yeah, he
Yeah,
wasn't joking, man.
yeah, yeah. He said, but I gotta bring the kid. He's trying to get custody of some of his other kids and stuff. But he said he got to bring them by, so I can meet his kids and stuff. His new girlfriend. Um.
Absolutely, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we definitely need to get together and do that because June the 10th, not June the 10th, but Father's Day weekend of next year, Lord willing, we live to see, is when I want to do the next family reunion. I call it a family, friends, and community. I always
Oh,
had
got you.
not just family, community been coming to our family reunion. I don't know if you know
Got you.
anything about Malik Shabazz. You ever heard of Malik Shabazz? The
No,
activist,
I haven't.
the activist.
Malik Shabazz? No.
Yeah, he's an activist. He do stuff like boycott, shut down dope houses over the years. He's been doing this for like 40 years. If somebody's family member been murdered, he go to the family, pass out flyers. He's still been doing cold cases that like might have been 7 years ago. He still go around the family and ask for information about the person if it's
Oh
unsolved.
man, yeah,
Him and
no,
I, him
yeah.
and I hooked up, man. We connected, man, and became great friends, man. He come on here before he go out. He come on my live with me, and he tell people information and different stuff. But I had him to be my keynote speaker at our family reunion, Saturday,
Okay.
June the 10th, right? He came over, Spank. It's still video. I still got videos on my page of the family reunion where he spoke. So two
Wow.
weeks after the family reunion, this lady called me. Her name is Glenda Lasser. She said, Pastor Ray, did you hear anything about Malik having a heart attack? I said, huh? This particular day, he was supposed to receive a presidential award in Lansing. Now, the president
Wow.
was going to be on video to give him and a couple of more people that award. So I
Wow, man.
called. He always answered his phone. I called. My wife and I was going somewhere. A lady answered the phone, which was his wife. And I said, she said, Pastor Ray Anderson. She seen my name. I say, I'm just calling to see if everything all right with Brother Malik. She said, no, Pastor Ray. He had a massive, massive heart attack this morning. He wasn't breathing, but he's on life support. So, man, we did a prayer visual. The mayor and everybody was there. You can see me out there across from Henry Ford,
Yeah.
and everything. It was all on the news,
Wow,
about the
man.
updates on it. He put me on the list because, by him being an activist like that, he's under guard. If you was to call, they wouldn't even tell you that he's there. They would say, we don't know nobody by that
Oh,
name.
wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
got you.
But he said, I definitely want you on the list, you and your daughter and your wife. And so his guard put us on the list. Me, Rosa, and my wife went there. Rosa washed his feet, man, like in the biblical days.
Yeah,
We had
wow,
the
man.
African music and everything, and it was soothing them. So the doctor came in and say, how do you feel on a scale from 1 to 10? He said, my family is down here right now. I'm on a 10.
Yeah, wow, man. That's
Yeah,
awesome, man.
yeah. He went
That's
to
awesome.
rehab. I went to see him at the rehab he's at, but he had a setback, and he went back to Henry Ford. So I get my information from his guard, right? So I got to call. Matter of fact, I'm gonna call tomorrow and see how he's doing with this setback thing. But
Okay.
yeah, but he have a heart pump,
Yeah,
Spank.
man. Definitely I keep him in my prayers, man, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. He has a heart pump. It costs $100,000 for that heart pump that he has.
Wow,
He's
man.
a walking miracle. He said he
Wow,
died
man.
3 times.
Wow, man.
That's like
Wow.
almost like to say you don't have your heart. You have this whatever modern technology, this heart pump thing. And the surgeon it was on the news. The surgeon said it's going to take a year. He said in a year's time, he would be like the man that he was before he got sick. But it's going
Got
to
you.
take a
Wow.
year. He got to learn how to
Right.
walk again and everything, man. So he's came on my live since he's been in the hospital, since he's been in
Oh
rehab and
man,
all of that.
wow.
See how God connected me with these people, man?
Absolutely, man. Wow, man.
Yeah, he always have. You know, he's still doing it. Yep. So yeah, that
Wow,
was
that's
that was
awesome,
crazy,
man.
man. How 2 weeks later he had that heart attack, man.
Wow. Wow.
Yep.
That's
Mhm.
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah, but I had a
Uh
band. I had the band. I had the food catered. All of that, Spank. All people had to
oh
do was
man.
come, and me and my wife paid for everything. Nobody gave one brown penny.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow, man. Yeah.
Yep. I just got a Cash App, man. I was leery about PayPal and Cash App and all of
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Finally,
Because it's
Lord to talk
so
me
much
into it.
scamming stuff, man. You just don't know,
Yeah.
man.
Yep. But
I'm
I
still
have.
kind of skeptical about it too, man.
Yeah, but I have one now, finally. You know, but I still have some books. The books sold pretty well. Ain't nobody bought one like in a week. But at first they were just going pretty good, you know. I think,
Yeah.
So hopefully, man, I want this to be a bestseller, man, because it's gonna save some lives, man. I
Absolutely.
talk about my life when I was young, the middle age, you're gonna love it, man.
Yeah, 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 man. All
Yeah.
the people that you know, man. You know so many people, man.
Yeah. But then, even with that, Bank, a lot of times, even though you know people, you know how they go, man.
Yeah,
You
I know.
you be
Yeah,
amazed, man.
yeah.
That's why I said about this ministry. I want y'all, man. This is what I wanted. I want to see y'all names say Gerald Gordon tonight or tomorrow. Whenever you decide, say I'm letting Coach know I want to be an official online member of his church.
All right.
Make me cry. Bring them tears to my eyes. Right, make
Right,
me
right.
cry. And I'm sentimental like that, man. I'm
Oh, for
strong
sure,
core,
man.
but I have that. My heart is like that, man. I can't wait, for you to be a part of that, man. So, and then we can once we get my goal, man. Next year, get some young people to start coming over when we going back outside again, man. And y'all teach them. You know what I'm saying? You and you know what I'm saying? Those that are willing to be a part of it and teach these young people, man, because that's all they got, man. And see, when they hear it from, I'm 66 now, but they can relate more to a younger person. If they see y'all a part of it, they say, wow, okay. You know what I'm saying? This must be something. Yep. Spank? Still there, Spank? I think I lost his voice. Spank? I can't hear your voice, Spank. I can see you, but I can't hear you. We waiting on Spank to get his voice thing back together there. Welcome, cousin Toya, little auntie Goins, while we waiting on Gerald Gordon to get his sound back. Sharon Purify, Sharnita Brown, brother Ty Alex, um, Lachey Marie, Diane Johnson, James Rod Rodnex, Deborah Padgel, Karen Judge, Phoenix Glass, Scarlett Johnson, Christopher D. Pat, Anthony Bettis, Sonia Miss Cuppin Kennedy, Tiffany Jones, Lovin Zaire, I Love You Rhea, Noel Love, Carol Green, Elizabeth King, Lori Cuffey, Yanika Patrick, Karen Braxton, Denise Ivy, Laquia Thomas, Miss Alex Smith, Ricardo Slick Dew, nephew Michael Franks, Sheila Marie Mason, Carol Cars Motor City, uh, cousin, both birthday twin, Toya Little Auntie Goins, Sharon Purify, Sharnita Brown, man. So we waiting on Gerald Gordon to come back in, if we can get Spank back in here. Let's see if I can get him back on here. Because this guy here, man, it's just like reading my book, telling the story. He had to get himself back on again. Gerald Gordon. Amen, amen. He's sending thumbs up, sending thumbs up. Hate that I lost that brother, Carol Green. Great conversation. Um, I tried to add him back on, but couldn't do it. But anyway, y'all heard, and it's great. The number of people that we got on is ridiculous, you know. And so I thank God for everything. This pizza stopped everything, you know, because all this good and perfect comes from God. All this good and perfect comes from God, you know, and He's an on-time God. That was good that you all can hear. And like I told him, man, it's a story. It's a movie within that book, you know, that I wrote. It's a movie within there. I'm talking about something that, man, the city of Detroit would love, you know, for us to produce and bring forth this movie of my life story, man, with a life. Well, why don't you get ready to leave? And, how I got here to where I am today, from all of those things that I went through in life. Those of you in Detroit that knew me from my coaching days, starting at Kettering, back in 1999, when I was with Robertino's dad, when Rob was still alive. He was sick, you know, and he invited me to a playoff game back in 1999. And I mean, I was just so, it had been a long time since I was following high school sports and being in them stands, man, and yelling out plays and yelling out what I think would work. And they close game, they looking up, coaches looking up, they listening to me say, you know, they tried some of the plays working, right? And so they stole that game from them boys, man. It was sad. On the news and even the paper said they were robbed. And Big Rob said, man, he said, Pike, nickname, he said, you ought to start coaching. And I say, you think so? You serious? He said, yeah. And so that's when I started going up to Kettering, me being the King Crusader, you know, that's arch rival, meeting the players, man, and they seeing me up there and yelling from the gate, man. And I'm not going to tell y'all the book. I'm about giving y'all away what's in the book. But anyway, that's when the journey began, you know. And once I left there, went to Fred D, is where I met Spank. And those things that y'all heard this young man is some of the same things you heard Robertino the other night. What, days ago? What, 4 days ago, y'all? 4 or 5 days ago? Speaking from his heart. Some of the same things, man. And it's just you know, it's not me. When you hear it from the individual, like I said, my cousin Cheryl said she cried through the whole book. You know, and like he said, man, he bear witness. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Holy Spirit. To that, it was my heart, man. It wasn't about money. It wasn't about that. I was a paid coach. I got paid to coach and everything, but it wasn't about money, not in the least bit. And these kids had a life after that. Like he said, step in as his father, man. The first father figure that he ever known in his life. And that's what it was about to me. That's what it meant to me. And it was special to me. It meant a lot to me. It meant a lot to my wife. As Robertino said, when he talked about my wife standing by me, it takes a lot of sacrifice when you do those things, like being a coach and stuff like that, being away from home, being away from your family. And my kids being the same age as a lot of kids that I coached, being at the same high school, like Robertino apologized, feel like taken away from your own kids felt like a lot was taken away from them. My dad loved these kids more than me, or just as much as me. They're not really our brothers and sisters, and daddy doing this for them, daddy. And when they got grown, they said they told me, said, Dad, we understand why you did what we did. We had both parents in our household. These kids didn't. And you did that, you know, that was in your heart. And like I told Spank, Gerald Gordon, I was compelled to do that. There was no way, I had no way around that, whether my wife, whether my kids, my mom got angry or not. It was my assignment. You know, God chose me to do what I did, and I had I couldn't say no. There was nothing, man, it was meant, it was destined, predestined to be that way, you know. And it's kind of thing to make Gerald Spain probably would have got emotional too if he hadn't got cut off here thinking about it. And I had forgot about that game he spoke of. You know, that overtime game, man. It started at 3, ended like maybe 6, 7. You know, trying to get into the first team score wins the game, and how we did that push, which they do in the end zone in the NFL. I'm sorry now, and he reminded me that we started that. They didn't do that back. Nobody never heard of that push. You know what I'm saying? And plays that I was calling, you look at it like they doing it in the NFL now today. You know what I mean? Some of the plays that he talking about, I tried to come and bring professionalism to that school like they never had. They said the coach before me was writing plays in the dirt with a stick. Writing plays, and they was getting beat by everybody. There was a joke. The school was a joke until I got there by the grace of God. You know, and we turned the thing around, man. And to this day, Frederick Douglass is a school that's well recognized. Detroit City High has been torn down. And when I went there, I went to Detroit City High after I left Frederick Douglass. But City High has been torn down since that time. It no longer exists. But Fred D, which merged with Murray Wright, man, when people see that team on the schedule, they say, oh my God. You know, they know they're in for a battle. The school won 4 straight basketball championships, state championships in basketball under Pierre Brooks. Pierre Brooks' son went to Michigan State under Tom Izzo, but we went into that pool, and now he's at Butler University. He left Michigan State because he wasn't getting no playing time in his freshman and his next year. And then money. It's money in college now. Y'all, you know, that center that played for Michigan, he went to Kansas, to the Jayhawks. They got an all-star team over there with this guy now. He said he went there because he was getting, I think it was, they gave him, and I didn't know they was giving no players money, $50,000 or $100,000 or something, and they told him and his family, hey, for him to be the star of the team, they say, man, the people on other teams, way less of caliber of player than him, that's the lowest, was getting $100,000. And he's like, man, when he heard that, he was like, you know, I'm out of here. So he went to Kansas, and they no telling how much money they're giving for him and his family and how they doing. But it's money in college now. And you know, people have different views on that. But don't you know, man, kids you better get your education. You better start in high school. Because if you're getting paid that kind of money in college now, you're getting paid, your education is so important. And I know they're not going to be putting out all that kind of money for nothing if you ain't trying to get your education. So it's a lot of the good and bad in that thing. But one thing's for sure, it's giving kids the incentive, because money, root of all evil. You know that when they hear that dollar sign, it's going to make you go to class. It's going to make you try to get your education, knowing that you got that kind of money that can help you and these families that are in poverty now. That can use that money in so many ways, for so many reasons. It's going to make kids want to go on to college, get their education, so that they can get paid this top dollar. And it's the opportunity is there. I mean, it's so high of an opportunity for young men and young women as well. We had Zaire, Loving Zaire, on that went to Detroit City High too. And I pray that I gave an impact to her, that she can attest to what I tried to bring to Detroit City High. You know, that's another alternative school where they, you know, public schools had gave up on. They castaways, you know, but they didn't want to deal with them. They say their temper was too bad. They, you know, were too much of a, you know, Fred D was an all-boys school, you know. So God sent me where he thought I could be used the most, you know, and I'm so glad that he did. Welcome, Casady Banks. That just joined in. You know, it's wide open. The people that hears the conversation can come in, whether we know you or not, and give your story, give your testimony, sing your song, recite your poem, ask for prayer, whatever it is, man. If you feel lonely, if you feel alone tonight, Hello, Kasady. We're here, and we're truly here. It ain't no joke. It ain't no nothing involved in it. It's not fake. It's not for show or fashion, as the Bible said. Not to be seen by men or women, so that people can see, oh, Pastor Ray on the other. No. It's not. It's like you heard a witness say from the heart. Nothing to do with money. Nothing to do with being put on a pedestal or show of fashion. It's just God chose me to do what I do. I've been tried in the fire. Cassidy Banks. Cassidy Banks. She spelled that as almost like y'all know the school Cass Tech here in Detroit. Cassidy Banks. And that has joined us. And don't be ashamed, y'all, to join in. Don't be ashamed to join in, because kings and queens, you are special. You are royalty. And everybody has a story to tell. And sometimes when you share how you got over it, how you made it through, you can help your fellow man or woman. You can help your brother and sister to make it through too. Because they see you, they say, she made it. Maybe there's a chance with me. She made it. And so I'm not alone. A lot of times people, they feel things happen. Sometimes you ever feel like when I was young, that you were all alone? Nobody going through this but you. You're the only one. God, where's God? You going through this by yourself. But when you hear other stories that be like-minded people, you see that you're not alone. No, never alone. And God promised us that he would never leave us alone, nor forsake us. So he's here. He always have been. He was down in that hellhole. He was down in that pit. All the mistakes of my youth, God was right there. He's seen every mistake of my youth, all of my life, 66 years. He never left. 66, he's still here. 66 years he went through with Pastor Coach Dr. Ray Anthony Angel. He went there 66 years. He's been with me all the way. And when everybody else was there, he was right there. He was right there. He knew what was in me. He knew the assignment. He knew the calling they put on my life, the assignment that he chose me to do exactly what I'm doing. And I love doing what I'm doing. When y'all are on here, you're fired up and ready to go tonight. Y'all coming in smoking tonight. The Holy Spirit is in the building, in the room, on this social media, on this live video tonight, because y'all on here strong. Y'all on here strong tonight, in the mighty name of Jesus, and I love it, and I appreciate it. I'm thankful and blessed, and it's one of them nights. I spoke on it. I don't know if it was on this video, on the one earlier today, when I was talking about the one that Malik was on. It was so many people that I actually started getting sleepy and started getting tired. That's how they was coming, left and right, and I didn't charge the phone. So finally, that's what got me out of it, is the phone went dead. It wasn't even the fact of how sleepy I got or anything like that. I just didn't charge the phone. So the phone started fading out. I'm like, what's going on? What happened? And not knowing this, oh, wow, I didn't charge it. And that's the only thing that got me out of that particular video. And I haven't, we had some good nights, but this is one of them. This is one of them. Got so many people. And I want to acknowledge all of you. I see you, cousin Toya, birthday twin Toya, little auntie Goins, and Sharnita Brown, a regular on here. She's always here with me. Lachey Marie R.N.'s been on a few times. Diane, recently, a couple of times. Diane H. Johnson. James Rob Brodnick Sr.'s been on before. Deborah Pagel, if I'm pronouncing her name right. This is like a first time for her. Karen Judge, a few times. Brother Ty Alex, all the time. Phoenix Glass, a couple of times. Scarlett Johnson, King Crusader Sisters, a couple of times. She's been on. Her husband, a great friend, Raymo Johnson, knowing him since before he was Raymo, his old name. Christopher D. Pat, Anthony Bettis, Sonia, Miss Company Kennedy, Tiffany Jones. As we go down, son, Gerald Gordon Jr., Gerald Gordon II, should I say, Spank, Lovin Zaire, I love you, Rhea, whom I just spoke of, Noel Love, Carol Green, Elizabeth King, Lori Cuffey, Unica Patrick, Karen Braxton, Denise Ivy, LaQuia Thomas, Miss Alice Smith, Ricardo Slick Dew, Michael Franks, nephew Michael Franks, Sheila Marie Mason, Cars Motor City, Sharon Purify, making sure I got everybody. Basically, I do. I'm thankful. I'm thankful and I'm grateful for you being here. Time is the essence. Time is floating on by tonight. And we give God all the honor. All the honor, the glory, the praise. It all belongs to Him. All belongs to Him. And I didn't have to surrender. I had no choice. He's amazing. God is amazing. Who He is and what He does is absolutely, positively amazing. He is the one. That oh my God. Oh my God. And when you hear the testimonies, man, testimonies are so huge when you hear it from the horse's mouth, man, when you hear it out of the mouth of babes, and then you can shake your head and say, wow, this guy is the real deal. This guy was not kidding. This guy, what he was saying was true. It was a true story. It wasn't something made up, concocted, or anything like that. It actually is him. What he say he's about is actually what he really is about. And we bore witnesses to the same, And that's a good thing. Just wait on the Lord. Wait on the Lord. Now, I have said this and I've said, you just be still and know God is God. And eventually, in due time, if you don't faint, say the Bible, if you don't faint, man, you reap those rewards that He had for you from before you was in your mother's womb. These things are intentional, man. It's just predestined. And it just live. We got old guys used to say on the show, we used to laugh and jump and run around. The older guys say, oh, Lord. When they walk, oh, my leg, And yeah, we say, oh, man. He said, I never. Yeah, he said, just live. Keep living. You're going to get there. When them leg and our arthritis and stuff kick in, keep living. And I said, well, it ain't going to be today. And then, but it is today. Today and the time is now, here and now. Now we see and feel and understand the things that they was telling us. If you just keep living, everybody got to come this way. Everybody got to come this way. Just if you live, keep living. Time, it don't wait on nobody. Time catches up to everybody. Sooner or later, it kicks in. And you look around, man, you're like, where did time go? From the 20s to the 30s to the 40s to the 50s and into the 60s. Those are a huge amount of years. Where did the time go? Because it seems like only yesterday when I'm talking to Spain, we talk about that game. We right there at that game. We right there at that game. And you can tell it's him because of the memory that he have of it. He said, we did that push. And I got in and the referee called it off. We thought we had won the game. We thought we had won the game. What can you do about that now? When you say, well, those guys, they really did win that game. They called that play. They won that game. What can we do now? What can we do now? Nothing. But the experience, man, and the learning and the knowledge that we call plays like that today are illegal plays. We're in overtime, man. Both teams have tried everything. Here we come up with this one. And it worked. And it's now legal. And it was not legal, not deemed to be legal at that time. And the high school rules, I think, it's legal. Right now, today. You just can't, how is it? I think you just, I forgot how they called it, because they called a touchdown off, an extra point, a 2-point conversion off, or extra point conversion off in one of the games this past season that we was watching. And you know, the rules have to be interpreted a certain way for however they have them in that particular league, you know. And then, so it shows you how important the rules are. You think it's some, you never have to come across that rule, or why are we discussing it and wasting all this time? And then boom, here come that certain play that breaks that rule come into effect. So what do? If you ain't talked about it, if you ain't planned it, that this could happen. So that's why they cover everything that they can. All kind of situations and scenarios, you know, try to cover them just in case it happens. You know what to do. You know what the rules are. You know what to say in the spur of the moment. You don't get it wrong. When you're going to get some things wrong, human nature, you're going to get some things wrong. But you want to have it 9 times out of 10 right. When you affecting games that are so important to kids, their parents, you know, the spectators, and you know, you want it 9 times out of 10 get it right. You wish you could get 10 out of 10, but 9 times out of 10 you want to have it right. You know, you want to confer, you want to take your time and get it right. That's why we notice in sports now, they get the replay. Football, they want to make sure a touchdown is a touchdown. It takes a little more time, but they deem their main thing they focusing on is trying to get it right. So many times over the years, they got it wrong, and it cost. You know, it costs. So they want to try to do it right then and there if they can get it right, even if they have to change the call. Calls will change when you see it was a catch or it wasn't a catch, incomplete. So you want to get it 9 times out of 10, get it right. Again, welcome everyone who's came on, man. We are fortunate to have you all with us. Thankful, blessed. You are a blessing. You are appreciated, each and every one. I give thanks and I'm thankful to you all. We had Gerald Gordon II on. We weren't able to get Spank back on, but we are thankful to Spank for joining us. And we didn't. I just came right on. It was a special Friday night. Last night y'all got paid and payday and all of this, and I'm thankful. You payday. Here you are. So many on a payday. You know, they're not out at a party. Could be at a party. You could be doing a lot of things with your money, spending that money, but you're here and you are appreciated. And I'm thankful. Welcome, cousin Martez R. Kirkland. I've asked cousin before, how's the kids doing with the basketball? How's it going with his coaching career? Since the last time we really was communicating like that, when I had pictures of the kids and knew their names and all of that. You know, so how's things since that time? I think it was in South Carolina. Cuz, when you were living at South Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. You know, but cousin Martez R. Kirkland, great legendary rock and roll legend, the Gypsy King, Eddie Kirkland. If Martez is familiar with him, you know, it's just the bloodline, our bloodline. There's a lot of talent. There's a lot of richness in our blood. You know, it was Whitney Houston, Dionne Warwick, Cissy Houston, Bobby, Christina Brown. You know, just a lot of talent. Richard Smith, guitarist Richard Smith. I'm getting my piano lessons from his daughter, Shirley Smith, who has her own music school, Journey Music School, award-winning music school. Channel 4 recognized it as the #1. It was #2 last year. It's always up for the #1 or 2 or 3 award in Southfield, Michigan. And I'll be, when they get a slot open, they don't have a slot, so they got me on the waiting list. I'll be taking piano lessons from scratch from her. And so, look at God. Look at God. Look at the journey. And it's crazy. I wrote that book, Man with a Life Given to God. I talked about how, I don't even know if I talked about how somebody stole the word journey from me. People was, see, that's the thing. You know, what you do when you're deemed God has you for greatness. Look at my story, man. Look at my story. People strip me. every way they could, man, and wouldn't acknowledge, like son Mike said, and wouldn't acknowledge they asked for plays, man, and work. And when they worked, wouldn't even acknowledge that the play came from him. So yeah, I mean, you can go just on and on. People discuss their real, true feelings, and know that I always the thing was they wouldn't say things to me because they know how I was. Respect, regardless. Respect your elders regardless of what they do, how they say, how they treat you. Yeah, they may be wrong, but still show respect. And I give my players, my kids, and everybody, thank you for respecting that. And I know you were boiling inside a lot of times, and so was I. But you didn't say a mumbling word. You just went on, and you upset me. You could see it on your face, but you did for my sake. You didn't strike. You didn't act out on it. You know, and that you could did so many times. Welcome, Lori Cuffy. She said, I ain't here. You pray for me yet? Let me see. Now you got to break that down to me. You say, Rata ain't here. You pray for me yet? No. Now tell me exactly, Lori Cuffy, what you mean by that, so that I can. But I always pray for everybody that comes on my line with me, for those that ain't on my line. And it's a true fact. If you heard the other young man that spoke of me, that knew me in my younger days, in my coaching days, and how I was as a man, a father figure, a counselor, a mentor to so many kids, as he said, multiple kids. And so, yes, I don't just say to just be saying, if you ask me for prayer, you got it. As a matter of fact, right now, for Lori Cuffy and many others, but Lord Heavenly Father, we come to you this evening, whether we're in wheelchairs, whether we're standing, whether we're out shopping in our workplace, traveling on the road, the highways and byways, and in flight, on the boat, on the ship, on the train. We come to you, bowed down, bending knees with our hands and our heads stretched forth, looking up to the heavens, to the hill from which come our help and strength. Lord, saying thank you. Thank you for the things that you do. Thank you for what you're going to do. What you're going to do, like Lori Covey, it's coming. A windfall is coming your way. Thank you for what you already done, for bringing us out of that darkness, out of that pit hole, that hell hole, out of the darkness into your marvelous light. Thank you for our lying down last night, waking up this morning. And like Granddad Josh Hills used to always say, thankful that the four corners of our rooms were in the four corners of our grave. If it had not been for your mercy and grace, Lord, it could have well been. Thank you. Bless Lori Cuffy and supply the needs that's needed in the situation. Whatever it is, Lord, grant it this night, this evening, Father God, as we come together in prayer, where there's way more than two or more gathered. We're praying that everything works out fine, and that the prayers are extended to each and every one. We pray all the time. I made an altar out of an old table, little small table cabinet that was in the basement, way back in the corner somewhere. And I brought it up. I got a Bible and a notebook on it, and I wanted it to be in honor of our sister Wanda Jean Martin, my only sibling. She used to always ask me when we talk on the telephone about, honey, what's their name? What's the young man's name? What's the young lady's? What's her purpose? And she would always say, I'm gonna put it on my, I'm gonna put it and light a candle tonight. And so I did this. I want y'all to see it in her honor. In her honor, I still want to put maybe like a nice cloth on it and everything, but gotta pop it with some water on there. Excuse the way it look, but in her honor, and gotta put the candle back on there. In her honor, that's what this is gonna be. In her honor, in her honor, in her honor, so that at night I can pray and not forget. That's the reason why she did what she did, and so she didn't forget. so that she didn't forget. You know, and there it is. Here's the candle now. You know, so that she didn't forget to pray. And so yes, I get on my knees and I can, you know, have the room dark and light my candle and pray and pray. So I take these things to heart. I take these things serious. You know, God sent and He make a way. So yes. So now get ready to go on and make my wife and myself some dinner. You know, um, and thanking God for what He's done, for who's here. You know, and sometimes, man, I just don't want to. I don't want to quit. I don't want to stop. You know, when I think about the goodness of the Lord, man, I just don't want to stop. Don't want to quit. You know, it's like it's more. You know, it's more. It's more. God, you know, and all His wisdom and His grace, His mercy, His giving. You can't beat God's giving. You know, no matter how you try, you can't beat God's giving. You know, the more you give, the more He gives to you. So keep on giving. Keep on giving. Someone said because it's really true that you can't beat God's giving. No matter how, no matter how you try, no matter how you try. Get out of here. Dog heard something fall out the refrigerator, and here she comes. Here she comes. Don't know what it is. She just on the bench. She just come. There she came. You know, but but God, you know that grace and that grace and that mercy is everlasting. You know, forever, from everlasting to everlasting. Thou art God. Thou art God. And God is a good God. Some say God is a good God. Oh, yes, He is. God is a good God. Yes, He is. So, praise Him. Praise Him. Anybody tonight, well, it's such a special, awesome night. Got prayer requests. Got a prayer request. You know, to put on the board, on the table, as we get ready to start our dinner. You know, you got a prayer request to put on the table. To bring out to the throne the grace and mercy tonight. You know, God said so. God said so. That's why. Because God said so. You know, He said so. That's it. That's it. There ain't no other question needs to be asked. When God put His mighty hand in it. God put His mighty hand in the situation. That's it. You know, what else? What the song says, what more do you want me to do? What more do you want me to do? Mother Sanders used to sing that song at the Pure in Heart Church next door. What more do you want Him to do? Speaking of our God, the one and only mighty Jesus, what more do you want him to do? What more? Prove. Welcome, Terry Moore. That he loves you. What more do you want him to do? He's done so much. Requires so little. Requires so little. He requires so little. God, God, God. Time is not no big deal. Time ain't no big deal. You know, you after a while, man, like this Friday night, a lot of people Friday night just got paid. To me, it's not a big thing. It's not a payday any longer. Those days are over. So all of it was the day of the Lord. The day of the Lord that he has made, another day that he has made. The day of our Father Jesus Christ. And that's it. You know, that's what's so special about it. That he didn't have to let me live. You know, to be glad to be in the service. One more time. One more time. That's the big deal in this situation. That's the great news in this situation. You know, he didn't have to let me live. Glad to be in the service. One more time. One more time. So as we go about today, you know, we always, brothers and sisters, give time out, man. I pray, like I told Spank, I long for y'all, Terry, Laurie, Martez, to be a part. Cassidy, that's coming in, to join this ministry, be an official online member. Make me cry. Because that, you know, to get a soul, a person that like-minded person that want to help these kids, educate the kids, you know, and go on this journey with us, man. We're going to go on vacations and so I visualize so many things for us. And we've done it without asking anybody for one brown penny. Until recently when I wrote my book. To ask you to buy a copy of the book, a copy of the book beforehand, not ask you for nothing, but ask you to come to everything. Y'all know that it's true. Y'all know that it's true. Never ask for anything, but y'all want to come. Come. Say, you know what? Coach Anderson is telling the truth. He's telling the truth. And you all can say, you know, that you lived it. That you lived it. You saw it firsthand. You know, the love. The song that song, remember that song, Where's the Love? Donny Hathaway. I don't know if it was Roberta Flack's with him or who was with him, but I remember that song, Where is the Love? Where is the love? Where is the love? What you did to me soon as you were free. Where is the love? Where is the love? Welcome, Gerald Smith, if I didn't say it already. What a night. What a night. What a night. What was that? Who made that song, y'all? Oh, what a night. Oh, what a night. Oh, what a night. New Year's coming, man. I was saying earlier, man, about Dick Clark. Dick Clark and New Year's. Y'all remember that? These are things, y'all, that make you cry when you think about those that are not with us any longer, man, that were so good, so special in our lives. These special people, man, that were real. These special people that were real. You know, how important they were. How important they were. How important they were. Special, how important they were. Our God. Our God. They say, yeah. He said, yeah. He said, yeah. God said, go. God said, go. God said, go. And here I am. It's gonna be all right. Come with your prayer. All these things and other blessings I pray and ask in the sweet name of Jesus, God's only begotten Son, that you bless each and every one that's on here by the sound of my weak voice tonight. Amen. God got it. God got it. God got the situation. God got us. And we gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. He didn't say he was gonna take us up here and then, man, drop you off and leave you or me. He never said that. He never said that. He never worked that way in our lives. He's not gonna do it now. When we think about him, God, our maker, our Father, and the things he's already done, time and time again, he didn't have to, giving us free will to choose to live this life, man. We just choose, some choose to murder and to steal and to rob and to cheat, to take the easy way out, man, to just give up and give out and make God out of a lie and say God ain't keeping his promise. But he's not a man that he should lie. You ain't looking at the big picture. You're not looking at what's really going on, brother, sister. Because if you just did a minute and he still opportunity is there. He still say, come. He still say, I got you. He still say, take another look at it and you will see what's really going on and you'll come and join me. Let me in your life. Let me make a change in your life. Make your life better, your feelings better. I can do that if you just allow me to. I work on faith and trust. I can't work on your behalf if you don't believe I am who I say I am. You got to acknowledge him, y'all, because he can't work no other way. He want to work for you, for your good. But he cannot without your faith and your trust and your hope in him. That's the only way. That's the only way. So with that being known, we got to do it that way. We got to do it the right way. You know, there's no, God is not a man. He can't lie on himself, his own word. So thankful for the chance, the opportunity, man, to be able to hear the words from my former player tonight. To hear the words that he spoke, the young man spoke tonight, was big. Was big. Was huge. Was huge. So it was huge. So like in its opportunities, you know, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Wow. And now, Lord. And now, Lord. And now, Lord. And now, Lord. He said, down, back down to the business at hand. Back down to the business at hand. Back down to the business at hand. Lori Cuffy, I'm waiting on a response from you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to each and every one. Well, let us think about Jesus. If all hearts and minds are clear, there's anyone before we close, anyone that has something that you didn't get an opportunity to say that you want to say, please come forth. Anyone, new people, people that's never been on before, come forth. I want to hear from you. Those that's never been, those that's never been. I'd like to hear from you. I would like to hear from you. You know, it would be nice to have you on. Nice to have you on. Those that I've never heard from before. It would be nice. Welcome Angela Sanders. Welcome Joseph Manning, who's watching. Be nice to have those of you who have never been on with me before come forth. Like Spank came out of nowhere. All of those years, man. I mean, it's been a long time since him and I have talked. And it was wonderful, so beautiful. Looking now, Cousin Martez Kirkland, way back, man. You know, come on. Some of you sit back in the cut, man. You sit back and you don't say much. You just watch, you observe. Come on tonight. You know, come out of the old status quo and come forth and talk with Pastor Ray, Joseph Manning. You know, those of you that hasn't been on. It's the way about these things. You know, I was thinking about how the devil don't like this. I know he hate this with a passion. All of the people that's been on